She rattled the ice in my plastic cup. I said yes, man, fill her up. Tell me something good I don't know. Cause this world's been kicking my behind. Life ain't been a friend of mine. Lately I've been feeling kinda low. And she got nowhere to go. I'm not to get there, but I'm going there with you. Out here running on love. If we're gonna use it all up, there's only one thing left to do. Gonna take a deep breath, hold it in, twirl you around till my head spins. This kind of stick where it's been, just gone. Break every rule we ever learned. Kick back and watch the big wheels turn. Light up the night and let it burn. Just gone, just gone, just gone. You look way too good. This feels way too right. It'd be way too wrong to start. It's sure worth breaking too. Baby, here's to you. I don't want to waste a drop. Gonna take a deep breath and hold it in. Twirl you around till my head spins. Just let me stick where it's in. Just gone, just gone. Breaking every rule we ever learned. Kick back and watch the big wheels turn. Light up the night and let it burn. Just gone, just gone, just gone. One life, one chance, one ticket to the big dance. You and me still holding on, right down to the last song. Gonna take a deep breath, throw you around to my head spin. Just let me stick where it's been. Just gone, just gone. Break every rule we ever learned. Kick back and watch the big wheels turn. Light up the night and let it burn. Just gone, just gone, just gone. Yeah, just gone. She rattles the ice in my plastic cup. I said yes, man, fill her up. Tell me something good I don't know. Cause this world's been kicking my behind. Life ain't been a friend of mine. Lately I've been feeling kinda low. And she looked back over her shoulder, pointed at the sign hanging up on the wall. To say everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Nobody's gotta worry about nothing. Don't go hitting that panic button. It ain't worth spinning your dreams. Everything's gonna be alright. 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 So I nodded my head and said that's for sure. Dropped a few bucks in the mason jar. Left those good old neon vibes on me. And whatever monkey that was on my back, he jumped off just like that, right into the deep blue sea. And I looked back over her shoulder, thinking about the sun hanging up on the wall. Let's say everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday, September 17th. Oh my goodness gracious. Hey Mike, would you be on the lookout for Dr. Axe? He should join us in about 5 minutes. So guys, I don't know what to tell you. I've got a new theme mission that we, Century 21 Beggins agents, are just badasses. We have every tool, everything necessary in order to rock this market. You got to stay engaged. You got to stay on top. It's crazy. I was on a Zillow call yesterday for an hour and a half, broker market update. And across the country, it's just insane what people are telling us. Multiple offers 80% of the time. In Texas, over 80% of the houses over 400 grand are multiple offers, selling above full price. The advice they were giving was to tell all buyers, to coach buyers up front, you've got to come in strong, you've got to come in fast. Thomas reported on Monday, Andy took 3 listings this weekend. On Friday, went live, all 3 sold on Saturday. Multiple offers. It's just insane out there. You can't be lax right now. And it's hard. I get it. It's the stressfulness of a good market means buyers are disadvantaged, which means they're stressed. Listing agents are disadvantaged, which means they're stressed. It was very interesting. The Zillow people, these were buyers agents for the most part, coaching on what they do. And they were talking, and we always focus on the listing side, the listing side, the listing side. Well, Zillow focuses on the buyer side. And they were talking about how important it is to befriend the listing agent. They were making the listing agent out to be a bad person. So you got to really build rapport and treat them nice. And one of the things they said, which I thought was a pretty good best practice, have your loan officer call the listing agent to explain the buyer's qualifications to the listing agent. That was a unique perspective, right? So I like that one. So if you're working with a buyer, have the buyer's mortgage broker call the listing agent and build them up so they have rapport, so they can stress to get that offer through. And actually it came up on the call too that they were using acceleration clauses, which I haven't heard anybody else doing before. Couple little more things while Dr. Axe is coming online. Q2 was a record for Zillow. They had 218 million average monthly visitors. Put that in perspective. There's 330 million people in the US. Probably half of those are kids. 218 million average monthly users is a record for Q2. And then in August, they blew it out. 289 million unique users. People are flocking around looking at real estate, looking at real estate, looking at real estate. August showed a 44% increase in Zillow views. Then they reported that Zillow was the number 14 website in the US. So it's like Amazon, Google, Zillow, one of 14. And of course, it's number 1 in real estate. Their newest thing they're pushing is called Take a Tour Leads. And it's not really important to most of us because Zillow doesn't give us leads, but they're pushing the buyer to take control of the experience, which is what they're calling Zillow 2.0. And it's just empowering the buyer. So the buyer's going to see a house, say, I want to see it tomorrow at 2. And then they pass it on to an agent. And then the agent's supposed to make that happen, but it's not always possible to make that happen. So it doesn't happen all the time. And then to make that better, they're going to be partnering with Showing Time so the customer can actually see when the house is available. So that's going to be very interesting as we empower the consumer to do more. It's crazy stuff. Zillow has 5,400 employees, and they proclaim to be the most trusted name in real estate, which I think is a little egotistical if you ask me. Follow-up processes to nurture your pipeline. They were talking, and this is relevant for all of your Zap leads, guys. These agents and brokers were reporting a huge increase in conversion of 6-month-old leads because they get in, they start looking, they inquire, but they're not ready yet. So if you can nurture them long enough, which is what Opcity does, which is what Zillow does, you got to nurture them. Go back. There's no shame in going back to your leads from 6 months. Chris Reed talked about this yesterday. There's no shame in going back and calling new leads, old leads. They're just, their life wasn't ready at the time, but is ready now. Make sure. Not yet. Let me go. Oh, that's not relevant to y'all, but texting through the app. You want to hear something funny? You know what the #1 advice was to handle a Zillow lead? Drum roll, please. Answer your phone. I mean, every panelist said, answer your phone. All you have to do is answer your phone, answer your phone. Because the stats show the first person they talk to is generally who they work with. So take that as it is. There you go. So that was kind of a neat little update. And then I got this, which I'll share with you real quick. Oh, Dr. Axe is here, so let's go. You know, if I have time, I'll do this later.
Awesome. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right.
You're a little quiet on my end.
Oh, you sound a little quiet.
Yeah, I'll turn my volume to see if that's any better. Somebody in the audience, Doc, we've got about 48 people online, plus a couple groups.
Okay. I got a microphone. Does it sound okay?
I'm gonna turn my volume up. How about somebody in the audience? Would you chat in if you can hear them okay?
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, that's good.
That's better.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I had phones. Okay. And then I'm gonna hit your screen. Do I need to share my video too, or are we good? Can I hear you right now? Can you see my screen right now? Okay. I just couldn't hear you, so. All right. So I want to talk about toxicity today. So everyone can see what causes disease on the screen. Okay. So last time, I think we went over all of these kind of quickly. We went over gut imbalances, genetic issues, toxicity, emotional stressors, adrenals, hormones. So, I mean, the cool thing about this is if we can actually address all 5 of these things, any disease, any issue can be overcome. You know, we treat a lot of people where they've had 10 MRI scans of their brain, you know, they've done everything and no one can figure out what's going on, but the answer is literally right here. So I want to spend some extra time on toxicity today because, you know, 20, 40 years ago, there were some people that did not have toxicity issues, but because we're making like thousands of different chemicals every single year, every single person in America has a toxicity issue now. Everyone. Newborns now have up to 70 different chemicals in them just from birth. So we're not getting a very good start. And, you know, the big thing with, where'd my slide go? With toxicity is it actually blocks your hormones, okay? And it affects your neuroendocrine system. So that's your brain telling your thyroid what to do, telling your pancreas what to do. I mean, your brain is communicating with all your different organs, and toxins actually block that communication. So it's a really, really big problem. And when it comes to depression, anxiety, brain fog, you know, all these mental capacity issues that we're having, your brain is one of the first organs to be affected by toxins because your brain is mostly made out of fat and toxins get stored in the brain, okay? So now the other thing that toxins do is they trigger your immune system because the whole point of your immune system is to fight infections and foreign particles. and toxins are foreign to the body. So, autoimmune disease, think about all the autoimmune problems now, lupus, even what I had, psoriasis and eczema is an autoimmune condition, an inflammatory autoimmune condition. Heart disease, I mean, all these different things there's an autoimmune component. So, again, you can see toxicity is major. Literally, your body can't communicate with itself, starts to affect your brain. And it's not just as simple as, hey, I'm going to do a detox. Hey, I got these powders from my friend, and now I'm going to do a detox. That is helpful to get some toxins out of the body, but it's much more complicated than that. And there's some steps that we have to take first. Particularly what I want to talk today is your liver. Your liver is how we detox. And a lot of people say, well, my doctor, my liver enzymes are fine. My liver is totally fine. Well, that's a bunch of BS, because that is one marker out of thousands of markers. So you're gonna look at one marker and say that my liver is fine. It's much, much more complex than that. So before we kind of go any further, I do want to mention kind of this slide. Our blood work is inaccurate. Conventional medicine has no testing for toxicity or liver function, really, besides liver enzymes. So common blood tests show what's in your blood, but not what's actually in your cell. So you could do a B vitamin marker and they test your blood and it looks like it's high, but it's low actually inside the cell. So that's why we use a lot of urine testing, a lot of saliva testing, stool testing, because we can actually start to see what's in that, specifically what's in the cell instead of what's in the blood. So anyways, that's just a really big deal. When people go to their doctor, they can't figure it out. It's because it's not in the blood. It's somewhere else in the body. Conventional medicine treats people from 0 to 40% organ function. So we have an emergency medical system. So going back to detox and liver, if your liver enzymes are high, that's like an emergency situation. That's, hey, they're high. We have you on a medication that's damaging your liver and going to create liver failure. We're going to take you off that medication. That's the extent that we go through in conventional medicine. So it's an emergency where they have to take you off a medication. It's not, hey, your liver is just sluggish and it's not processing all the toxins you're intaking, and it's letting the toxins accumulate in your brain and in your body. The blood tests don't show that, okay? So holistic medicine, right, what we do, we treat the whole problem. We take someone at 20% and we try to get you all the way up to 100%. Now realize symptoms occur at 60%. So I love treating people that, well, hey, I just want some more energy. I want to live healthier. I just want to be able to think more quickly and just live better. Okay, you're at that 70, 60% mark. You don't have symptoms necessarily, right? That's why we do these tests to actually figure that out. So a cool thing that with functional medicine, we say anything can cause anything, okay? So, for instance, if I say, hey, you're tired all the time, that sounds like it's your adrenal glands. Your adrenal glands have burned out and now you're tired. But then I could also look at toxicity and say, hey, you're tired all the time because you're filled with toxins and it's blocking your entire endocrine system, affecting your brain. Now your brain can't think as quickly and now you're fatigued. So as you can see, looking at symptoms is not always a good indicator. And that's why with what we do very specific tests to say, hey, the reason you're fatigued is because, yeah, your adrenals are a little burned out, but the big problem is you got major toxins built up. So anyways, hope that all kind of makes sense of how it's dangerous to start to simplify things and get to the root cause. You really have to do specific testing and not just say, hey, my gut hurts, it's a gut problem. Well, it could be a stress problem, right? I know you guys have worked too hard and didn't eat all day, and then you ate and then your stomach hurt. It's because that stress pathway shut down your gut. It wasn't necessarily a gut problem, it was more of a stress problem. So anyways, don't simplify. So let's talk about, before I jump into exactly how to figure out and correct toxicity, here's some of the big toxins we're exposed to. PCBs, dioxins, pesticides, right? They put that in almost all of our food now. That's why getting organic produce is important, because there's less pesticides on it. Heavy metals, well, a lot of people know, like tuna, right? They have mercury in that, a lot of different fish. They're putting this stuff everywhere though. Halogens, think about like fluoride, they put it in our toothpaste and in our water. Chlorine, they put in the water. If you're just trying to make a change today with toxicity, water is the best place to start, because there's estrogens and we're taking medications, we're urinating, our water system is cleaning that, is trying to clean that, and we're drinking that again, and there's medications in it, and fluoride and chlorine. So anyway, start with water would be a good place to start. Get a nice water filter. And I think I just posted, or it should be posted by now, an article on water on my website. Let me just go ahead and check real quick, and then that'll tell you where to get a couple different water filtration systems that I like. If you go to our website and then hit blog.
What do you think of
this?
pH water?
What's that?
What do you think about alkaline water?
Yeah, alkaline water can be good. You don't want to drink alkaline water with food, because it'll counteract your stomach acid. But yeah, that can definitely be good. So if you go to this blog, the number one, the health benefits of drinking clean water, and I go through everything that's in water, and then I give you my top 2 water filters at the bottom. One of them is a Synergy Science, and that is an alkaline. You can do hydrogen water, which is, they add an antioxidant back into your water, which is amazing. And they also offer one where you can do alkaline water, acidic water, whatever setting that you want. Or if you just want a cheap water filter for on your counter, the Pure Water Freedom makes one for under $200. So anyway, side note, toxicity, water, big. Plastics, right? You try to use glass water bottles, glass containers. Plastic water bottles are horrible for the environment. They have plastic and toxins in the water. It's really not a better alternative, even though marketing has told us that bottled water is better. Medications. All medications are toxins by nature. So if you're taking medications, working with a functional medicine doctor like myself, it's something I can help you with, actually fix the issue so you don't need the medication. I don't just take people off medication. I say, hey, we fixed the problem, so I'm not sure why you're taking that medication, since it's not a problem anymore. And all medications, you can see this chart, lead to deficiencies. So here's a chart that shows every toxic medication and the deficiency that it caused. So toxicity wise, we do urine testing. It shows heavy metals, lead, mercury, tin, all these different things. That's a urine test. Mold testing, 80%. I forget what the number is, but a lot of homes in Florida have mold. I've had people come in, they eat healthier than I do. They're taking every supplement, and like they can't remember anything. They're just fatigued. They can't figure it out. A lot of times it's mold that's in the house. So that is someone you want to work with someone like me on, because it's just, testing for it's a little tricky. And then if you come up positive for it, you have to have the right company, try to figure out where it's coming from. And then once you resolve it, you have to do a mold detox to get it out of your system. But anyways, if you're having these weird unresolved issues, mold in Florida is really bad, and it can be coming from anywhere in the house. So, all right. So what I want to jump into is, now that you know that it's a really bad problem, I think I kind of drilled that pretty good. I want to talk about, how does the liver work, and how do we actually detox? Because I'm telling you, everyone that's on this call right now needs to detox. There's no question about that. Whether you're the healthiest person in America, that person probably does a detox every year so that they can be the healthiest person on the planet. Okay? Because we're getting exposed to this stuff. So one of the best ways to look at all your toxicity issues is the Great Plains Labs does an organic acids test. Craig, did I talk about this last time a little bit? Okay. This is my new favorite test because I'm going to show you everything that it has on it. So if your cells don't make enough energy, are you going to be able to detox? No. Your brain uses the most energy, and then your detox pathways also use a ton of energy. So if you don't have enough energy and you're tired all the time, you're not going to have enough energy to detox. So this test, it shows you almost every organ system of the body and how to correct it. So what is organic acid test and how can it help me find my root cause? So the first thing is energy production and mitochondria. If you guys remember from biology, mitochondria is what makes energy in your cell. So we got to correct this first because you need energy to make new cells, to make energy, to do every process of the entire body. Okay. And if you guys are like me, I think most people could use more energy, including myself. So the first marker that this shows is your fatty acid metabolism. How well are you able to take fat and turn it into energy and metabolize it? When it comes to weight loss, this is huge. So if you're off on one of these markers, it will show us, and then we know, hey, you're not losing weight, you're not making energy because you're eating fat, you're just not metabolizing it. Okay, the next one, carbohydrate metabolism. This is something that came up high on me. I just don't do well with carbs, period. But I was able to take carnitine was one of the things that showed up on my test. And I was able to start processing carbohydrates better. Below it, energy production. So this shows us B vitamins, CoQ10, magnesium, and it shows us any deficiencies kind of in some of those energy production markers. And there's a specific product called mitochondrial energy, and it's literally a blend of everything that your mitochondria need to make energy. So if something comes up here, I'm going to recommend mitochondrial energy, just as an example. B vitamins and methylation. So this is going to show us B1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 12, B12, B9. A lot of patients are deficient. And now with methylation, that is an enzyme that your body uses to convert B vitamins and make them useful. So a lot of people that have methylation issues, they take B vitamins, but there's still a problem. And again, there's a very specific product to treat this. So I'm just going to kind of give you guys an example here of, and now when I say this, you can't go and just start taking every single supplement that I tell you is good because you'd be taking 100 different supplements. We need a test to figure out which ones you actually need, or you will be taking 100 different things. So SAMe, okay, this is a very specific product to fix people that have a methylation donor issue and they're not making energy, ATP. Or if your cells aren't making energy because of a deficiency, you go to mitochondrial energy, and that's going to fix the problem. So again, for every problem on this urine test, we have a very specific treatment to fix it. Okay. So that's why we can be very specific. Hey, there's 100 products out there. Here's the 4 that are going to fix your specific body and what's going on. Okay. Microbiome. Probably the second biggest source of toxins for us is in our own gut and in our own bodies. Our bodies make toxins. Okay. If you eat food and you get gas and bloating, that's bacteria fermenting the food and releasing gas and toxins into your system. Okay. And then your liver has to detoxify that. So this actually has a microbiome section that shows your bacteria, yeast, fungus. And then if it's positive, boom, we have a very specific protocol for that. I have a whole GI protocol. And I think last time I told you guys I have a candida cleanse to treat that. You go to our homepage. I think I gave you guys access to this for free. You go to the bottom. That supplement store I was just showing you is right here. And you go to members only, and you can download our candida cleanse. Okay. All right, so again, very specific test, very specific solution to exactly what's causing your fatigue, weight gain, energy, whatever. Neurotransmitters, right? Serotonin, dopamine, this is what puts us in a good mood. This is big when it comes to anxiety and stress, as our neurotransmitters get burnt out, okay? This shows us exactly which neurotransmitters are off and gives us a very specific solution. Do we need to take tyrosine, tryptophan, 5-HTP? What's a specific treatment for this? Anyways, so I hope that explains how this test is so important to getting your entire body working better, especially your detox pathways. Now, let's talk about the liver and how it detoxes. You have phase 1 and you have phase 2 detoxification. Okay, this is why you can't just take some detox product and expect good results. Phase 1 is B vitamins, folic acid, glutathione, and flavonoids. This is kind of your nutrients, right? And you can get this from food as well. Most people need to supplement with it and get it from food because we're so low in this stuff. And then phase 2 is sulfur containing foods. That would be like garlic, onion, your cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. Those foods are amazing for detoxifying, and things like glutathione. So as you can see, there's very specific things your body needs for phase 1 and phase 2, and a good healthy diet is great for supporting that. Now again, these tests, actually go back, let me go to the next slide. This test shows you your detoxification markers, orotate, glucarate, sulfate. It's going to show us phase 1 is off, phase 2 is off. It'll tell us which phase we need more work, okay? Now, another product I really like is they make a detox pack. And the detox pack, support pack, has a pack for phase 1. Detox antiox, 1 pack for phase 1. Amino detox, oh crap, that's for phase 2. And then it's got a liver gallbladder support, which just generally supports your liver and your gallbladder. So I love these packs because it's very scientific and it supports all 3, phase 1, phase 2, and liver gallbladder. So this is a great product I use for the beginning of detoxing, okay? And then once you get your liver working better and you've corrected these pathways, then that's when I move into heavy metal detoxing, trying to get aluminum out of your system, trying to get mercury out of your brain, all of these different things. And that's when I start to use things like glutathione, zeolites that go into the tongue. But anyways, I wouldn't do that at the beginning. We got to get your cells making more energy, getting your neurotransmitters up, getting your liver pathways corrected, getting your B vitamins and methylation issues corrected, getting your microbiome fixed. So the amazing thing about this test is it takes the guesswork out of it. We do the test. Hey, microbiome's off. Here's your treatment. Energy production's off. When you're done with the gut, you're going to fix your energy production. When you're done with your energy, you're going to move on to the liver detox. When you're done with the liver detox, and it's just boom. It takes the guesswork out of it. You treat everything you find in the test in a very specific order, and it takes you 3 or 4 months. Boom, you knock step 1 off. Boom, you knock step 2 off. And it's really as simple as that. So this is really, in the last year or 2, advanced technology in specialized testing has come a long way. So even though we live in a more toxic world, we now have the technology to correct it more than we ever have. So now one thing I did want to offer to everyone on here, for you or any family members, this is not something I've offered to anyone yet. I just got with this laboratory that does Great Plains Labs that offers this test, and I have actually buying this test in bulk now, and I've gotten the price down by I think 30 to 40%, which is awesome. So if you went to the lab and said, hey, I want this test, it'd be 200. I think it'd be around $300. So basically what I'm going to do for anyone that's on here that wants this test done, for the same price you can order the test, $299. I'm going to give you guys the test and a consult. So basically, you're going to get an entire consult with me for free, which is normally we charge $165. So again, you can get the test done ahead of time. We can sit down. I can go over any old blood work you've had, and we can go over the organic acids test. And I'll tell you exactly what to do. Step 1, step 2, step 3. And honestly, you can do almost all of it on your own if you want. I do like to follow up in a couple months, tweak things, make sure you're doing everything correctly. But anyways, I'm super excited to be doing this test and to be getting a huge discount on it. And I want to kind of pass that on to you guys. So yeah, I think that's it really. I just want to answer I know I went through a lot of information on toxicity, but I just want to answer any questions that you guys have about that.
Nancy posted a question. She said, what is a fatty liver and what causes it?
Fatty liver, basically it's a damaged liver. It's an unhealthy liver. Think about a fatty liver like a congested liver. It like swells up almost because it's so filled with toxins, and it's like backed up and it can't keep up anymore. And then what it does is it damages the cells, and some of those liver cells aren't even useful anymore. They become just fat deposits. So anyways, it's no different than any other liver problem. It's not a disease. It's just a more severe progression of liver issues.
You know, I got to tell you, some of this stuff makes me angry.
Right?
Why doesn't conventional medicine? I mean, I just got my blood work done, just as because I do that every year, and everything came back good. But why don't they know about stuff like this? And because this test sounds fantastic, I'm gonna come see you.
Yeah. Well, again, these tests are fairly new. Organic acid testing has not been around that long. So when they were in school, this didn't even exist. So. And again, conventional medicine is you have a symptom, here's a medication. It's driven by the pharmaceuticals. They don't have the training in school to even, I mean, we've been doing a bunch of trainings on this. I mean, there's doctors that have been doing this test for 20 years, and they're still learning what this test can do. Or not 20 years, but they've been practicing functional medicine for 20 years, and they're implementing this, and they're still learning things. So it's not a complex test, but there's tons of information, and there's a lot that you can do with it. So yeah, it's I get it. It's frustrating.
Do you know who JJ Virgin is?
Yeah, absolutely.
I just did a green smoothie cleanse with her about 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
And I thought I was doing something good. Are you telling me that probably wasn't? I mean, I lost 8 pounds, but.
Well, a lot of that stuff in phase 1 and some of the stuff that's in phase 2, liver detox, is in the smoothies. You're getting a lot of that in a very easily absorbable manner. So it's easy for your liver to digest, and you're giving it tons of nutrients so that your liver can work more quickly. So yeah, and you're eating healthier. So your gut is working better. So you're having less toxic burden from your gut. So yeah, no, it's still a great thing. Yeah.
So I will just a couple kudos. So Angelique is one of your new patients, and she was telling me about her experience with your shop and how fantastic it was. Yeah,
great. That's good to hear.
I mean, she said, the staff, she's met like 5 different people, and you've got chiropractic care, you've got, that's what it showed. Angelique, you want the microphone? You want to talk? I mean, she was just blown away. She's gone through all these tests now, and she's got this whole protocol she's working for.
Yeah. I mean, what's exciting about what we do is, I mean, it's not like, oh, here's a supplement. Okay, you feel a little bit better. Great. It's like, no, we're trying to radically transform people's lives, the way they move, the way they feel, the way they think. So it's just exciting to take someone that's just blah and just kind of get, once you're feeling better, you just kind of have a new outlook on life. So it's just really cool to take people through that process.
Angelique said physical therapy, nutritional counseling, and there's an emotional component.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. Nancy, that's where you're looking. You're like in the Fowler Fletcher area, right?
Yeah, right by USF, on Bruceby Downs. So, and to be honest, almost 50% of all my consults are on the phone now. So we got some people out of state, but we got a lot of people that are just busy and can't make it over. So we just give them a phone call. I email them the blood work, I email them their results, email them their protocol, the e-store, they can get anything online that they need. So 50% of everything we do is on the phone now. So even if you live an hour away and you just want to do a phone, we can ship you the kit. We just have the lab ship you the kit, and then I give you a call when the results are in. So
you ship us the kit, we pee in a bottle, we mail it off, and then
Yeah.
you get the results and you share them with us?
exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
It's
And what-
easy. You don't have to go to the lab. This is actually less time than, even going to the regular doctor.
So how do we do that? We just call your office and
Yep.
tell them what?
I'm going to tell the staff. I haven't mentioned this offer to anyone, so I'm gonna make sure the staff knows anyone that calls with you guys can just basically pay for the test, and then they can get the consult for free.
So what do? We call your office and ask for the organic acids test or the Great Plains lab test?
Yeah, actually, probably the easiest thing, if you go to our website and hit the there's a schedule now button, and you just fill out this form, and then we can call, or you can just call the number 813. Our number's on here somewhere, 813, and just say, hey, I was on that talk, and he said he was offering the organic acids test and a consult for $299. They'll know what they'll figure it out if you if you call or put your info here. Yeah. So
Okay, I'm looking. Angelique said, going in person is an amazing experience. You cannot get chiropractic care online.
yeah, that's true.
Somebody said, how long does it take to get the results?
2 weeks once you send it in. So if you call in now, they'll put you on the schedule for like 30 days from now, and then that'll give enough time to get the kit. You collect it, send it in, and then we'll have the results in 30 days, by then. So yeah, schedule it now, so then in a month from now we can actually talk.
My mom wrote in, does red light therapy help build cells?
Yeah, red light therapy is great. What it really does is it speeds up your mitochondria. So we were talking about the mitochondrial assessment, getting the vitamins and methylation, that speeds up your mitochondria. They make more energy, ATP, but the light just like stimulates that process. So, you do this and fix mitochondrial issues and you're doing red light. It's like supercharged.
What is your opinion on infrared saunas?
Yeah, I just, I bought one myself, and this company about 6 months ago, they added red light panels into the sauna. So yeah, the saunas are great for getting So then one of the biggest organs of detoxification is your liver, and then it's pushing it through your skin, right? Through urine, your kidneys, poop, and through your skin. So saunas help speed up that process greatly.
Somebody asked, from your expertise, do you believe lifestyle intermittent fasting is beneficial for all the things you discussed this morning?
Yeah, right. But someone starts intermittent fasting and doing a lot of fats, and then I look at an organic acids test and you're not metabolizing fats and you have a blood sugar issue, you're not going to do well with an intermittent fast, right? That's not everyone. I'm just giving you an example of, I love intermittent fasting. For most people, I say, go do an intermittent fast. But if you're running into roadblocks and you're not getting amazing results from it, you probably have a blood sugar issue or you have a fatty acid metabolism issue. And then we need to fix that first, and then you can do intermittent fasting later.
So Tenley asked, the first step is to get the test so you can identify where the weaknesses are.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. It's going to make it easier, make sure you don't run into any roadblocks, making sure your foundation, all your pathways in your body are set up for success. So, but I think diet, again, I told you all the stuff for detoxing is in food. So you got to start to eat better. A real simple thing people can start on is if you go to my blog and you go to the paleo diet. I just posted this, and I do 5 tips to make paleo really healthy for your gut. So anyways, I just created this. It's really cool. So anyways, if you want to get started dietarily, just hit paleo diet right here in our blog, and then that'll give you the information at least to get started. Because I'm going to tell you to improve your diet when we sit down anyways. So if you just get that done now, and then when we go over the organic acids test, you're already done with step one, and then we can move into the more exciting stuff.
Wow.
Because that's really what it's all about, right? You want to feel good. And, you know, being a real estate agent is actually very stressful. Mike's post today, we create a social media post every day for the agents to post out. This one said, being a real estate agent is easy. All you have to be is knowledgeable about contracts, law, inspections, you know, just a whole list of shit we've got to be really good at. And right now, I'm sure you've heard the real estate market is insanely hot.
Yeah.
I mean, and that is really stressful on us because we get a buyer who wants to buy a house and they get beat out by 5 other offers. And then, you know, there's somebody pissed every time. Chris is one of our managers. He had 2 listings a couple weekends ago. Each had 14 offers on them.
Wow.
That means we pissed off 13 people.
Yeah.
Right. And then the sellers get greedy, and it really is hard.
Yeah.
So,
I mean we're all, you're on call 24/7 sometimes too.
Yes.
Which is mentally stressful. But yeah, I mean, you know, we do live in a stressful world, a toxic world. So we have to treat our body like race cars now, right? Race cars get their oil changed way more often. They get better fuel. So a lot of people are like, well, you know, 100 years ago, we didn't have to do that. Well, we weren't treating our bodies that way. Literally think about your body like a race car. You have to get it tuned perfectly and really stay on top of it so that it can run to a higher level so it doesn't burn out with the way that we treat it. We can treat our bodies like race cars and be stressed and working like this, but we got to stay on top of it, detox, get our guts working real well, and just keep things fine-tuned.
Somebody said, a friend of mine, hold on, there's messages keep coming in. A friend of mine sells a Zeolite product you spray under your tongue. Does that really work?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
If you have that problem.
Yeah, detox. Yeah, zeolites are great. But again, what I would say is detoxing does come like third. You got to get the endocrine system working. You got to get energy pathways up. You got to get your gut working well. You got to get your diet on point. And then I jump into detox pretty hard. But you really want to get those things done first and do those in the right order. Right? It's like repainting. You have an old rusty car. You can't just paint over the top of it. You got to grind it down. You got to weld new panels in. You got to put your primer on there, and then you put your base coat, then your clear coat, right? If you want it done right, you got to start at the base and work your way up, or it's just not gonna stick. So if you just start detoxing and you don't do this other stuff first, it's gonna look a little bit better at the beginning, but you're not gonna get long-term results. So that's why it's like, hey, let's just do it right. Let's take the extra time and start with step one. But the other resource for anyone that's watching that wants to kind of share this information a little bit more, my YouTube and my Facebook, I think I did a series on toxicity. So, you know, if you have a friend or your sister in California or whatever, please, I would love for you guys to share one of these videos just to educate them a little bit more. This isn't I'm trying to find my page. This is not it. Anyway, Dr. Jordan Axe on YouTube or Dr. Jordan Axe on Facebook. And I have a bunch of so you go to my Facebook page, you go to live, and then you can see my videos, or you go to YouTube. I have one on detoxing, and I have one on gut health, and I have one on all these different, I have one on cancer too that I just made. That's really good.
You shared that.
I put a lot of work into that one.
You shared that with us, and I shared it with the team.
Oh yeah, I did share. Okay, great. Yeah, that's the cancer one. We have the one on the gut-brain connection, which is a great place to start. I have one on toxicity, which is what we just talked about. So if you like what we talked about, I have that in another YouTube video that's 25 minutes long. So anyways, some great stuff here on YouTube. So again, please share that with people that are looking for answers, people that you know.
Somebody wrote, what good is a detox if you continue the bad habits like alcohol or nicotine?
Yeah, not that good, right? It's you got a boat with a bunch of holes in it, and yeah, if you take a bucket and try to get some of the water out, it's somewhat helpful. But yeah, you definitely want to plug those holes first. So yeah, and that. But you know, with functional medicine, it's like you're dealing with people, and it's like there's limitations. They don't want they'll do this, but they don't want to do that. So sometimes you're just making the best of a shitty situation. Really, you know, it's you do what you can, you get people to do what they can, and you can get, you know, you can move forward with that. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Mom, on his website, which is axholisticmedicine.com, there's a blog, and the blog had the water article, and the water article recommended the system he talked about.
Yeah. Yeah, blog, yeah, homepage, blog, and then right there. All right, I got to run here in a second. Any other questions that people have?
Angelique saying, show your x-ray of what a good neck looks like. I don't think we have time for that today, but.
Oh, but if people do have spinal issues and they want to learn, hey, you know, I got an x-ray, I got an MRI, my doctor, I don't know, can't figure it out or whatever. I do go through how to kind of read an x-ray and what it means. If you go to videos on the homepage and you hit x-ray review, I go over how to read x-rays. Or if you just have pain and you want to learn all the different holistic treatments for chronic pain, just go to videos and just hit chronic pain or x-ray, and you can learn exactly what you need to know.
Wow. Wow. And you put all this stuff on your website. That's cool.
Yeah. I've been working hard on this website for like 5 years, and it still needs a lot of work, but yeah.
Well, good. Well, I want our people to be healthy, so maybe this is a good way to get started. So thank you very much.
Yeah. So, I mean, first step, you got to reach out. If you don't reach out, can't help you. So please give us a ring or put your information on there. And I'm going to let the girls know as soon as we're done that if anyone from your team, or even if it's a family member from your team, just mention, hey, $299, Dr. Axe said I could get the test and the consult included in that. And then they'll know.
Cool.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. We'll, yeah, in a couple of months, we'll do it again. This was fun.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
All right, thanks.
All right, team. I think that's probably enough for today. You know, it really is. This is a life betterment company. That's what you like to bill ourselves as. Oh, I had 5 Q&As I didn't say. Hold on one second. It's $299 for the consult. Joe, I don't know about the insurance. We'll have to call the office and ask them. I didn't. You can call the office and ask that one. That way, answer that one. Got it. Yeah, so as a life betterment company, I don't know, it's my personal belief, and I'm not saying I'm right or wrong, but I just believe the body has a way to cure itself. And I've been around functional medicine for a long time, and I think it makes a lot of sense. And maybe you'll share with my opinions. I don't know, see what you think. I'm personally going to do it for $299. If you can't afford $299, go sell a house. It's my recommendation. Tune in tomorrow. Joe Dean and I are going to go through some real life case stories of what's going on in the real estate market tomorrow. And happy Thursday. Thanks.